Homework packet number 21. On here, I'm just going to do one problem. Just to let you know, number 1 and number 2. Number 1's already in slope intercept form, so all you have to do is just plot it on here, find the intersection of your two lines, and fill out the table. Same thing with number 2. Number 2, though, is in standard form, so you have to do your exciting move and the great divide and plot those onto this graph and fill out your table. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For those problems, you don't have to show the graph. We're going to do that in the calculator. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiple choice questions, and that's it. So fairly easy homework packet. The one that I'm going to do is going to be number 5. So number 5, we have negative 4x plus y is equal to 6. And then we also have negative 5x minus y is equal to 21. Alright, so for both of these, we need to put this into the calculator. You can't when they're in standard form, so we're going to go ahead and put them into slope-intercept form. To do that, you have two moves. The first one's called your exciting move. So we're going to move the negative 4x over. You have a positive y left over. When you move this negative 4x, it's negative, it's going to become positive. And then you have a positive 6 to add on to the end. Here you don't have to do a great divide because you have your positive y, and that's it. So there's your first one. The second one, again, we're going to do our exciting move. The biggest mistakes that kids usually make is forgetting this negative. So we have a negative y left over. When you move this negative 5x, it's negative, it's going to become positive, and then we have a positive 21. Now, if you look at your calculator, it says y equals. It doesn't say negative y. So to get rid of this, remember that's a negative 1. So our great divide is going to be by a negative 1. So that crosses out to give us our positive y. 5x divided by negative 1 will be negative 5x. And 21 divided by negative 1 is negative 21. So there's your second equation. Once we have those two equations, we're going to go to our calculator, go into y equals, and so our first one was 4x plus 6. The second one is negative 5x minus 21. Make sure you have the minus sign on a negative in between. Once you have that, you hit graph. So there's our first line. And there's our second one. Okay, so these two lines intersect in a point. To find that point, the shortcut's to hit second trace. We're finding the intersection, so you want to hit the number 5. And then you hit enter 3 times. So it says first curve, yes. Our second curve, yes. And then it's going to guess where they intersect. You hit yes. And then it tells you our intersection's at negative 3, negative 6. So our answer here would be negative 3, negative 6. So over here on my paper, my answer for number 5 is negative 3, negative 6. So that's all that you're doing on these other ones. Like I said, the only two you have to graph and fill out your tables, number 1 and number 2. If you need help,